Hey.
Start பண்ணலாமா சார்? Okay, sir. Good evening, one and all. Welcome to the Mental Health Series 2020 and 2021. Today we are in 471 session. Today, the resource person is Dr. Suresh Kumar Murugesan. He is going to talk about the forgiveness, very important topic and sensitive topic, and everybody should learn the forgiveness. So in this aspect, it will be very useful. With this note for the newcomers, I would like to intro today's research person, Dr. Suresh Kumar Murugesan. He is the passionate professor, researcher, and mental health practitioner, and he is right now head of the department, PG Department of Psychology, American College, Madurai, and he is the director of Yellapond Counseling Center, Redpond Educational Counseling Research Center. He is the founder for Tamil Nadu Career Counseling Association and co-founder of Tamil Nadu Counseling Psychotherapy Association. And he got 3 awards, and he wrote 6 awards. He got 6 awards. He wrote 3 books. He delivered almost 50 articles in the journals, international conferences, all those things. Conducted more than 500 plus webinars, and he acted as a resource person in 250 webinars, and he delivered 25 radio talks. This kind notes, and I would like to invite Dr. Suresh Kumar sir to deliver today's speech. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Salim sir, for that amazing welcome. And every time when you do that, I feel more humbled, and I'm really happy about that. Even a lot of achievements which you have made, and you are so simple, and that it shows that unconditional love towards that initiative what we made, and the respect you had about me. Thank you so much, sir. Dear participant, welcome for our webinar series, and I think we are more than 470 webinar sessions, and today we are going to discuss about forgiveness. And yesterday the topic is about self-compassion, loving about ourselves, and today we are going to forgive others. It's one of the important practice. Many of us, we may not know the benefit out of practicing forgiveness. Why I have to forgive? This is a question is there most of the people around us, including me. When I was as a teen, I had these kind of thoughts in my mind. Why someone who hurted me, why I have to forgive? So this is the question will be there, and we will hold a grudge and vengeance about the person for a longer period of time. And we thought that holding those things will hurt those people, but actually it is not hurting those people, it's actually hurting us. So I will make you understand about the concept. With that quote, I would like to begin my session with a quote. A weak can never forgive. If you are a person who are not forgiving the mistakes of others, mistakes of your loved one, that means you are a weak person. Not said by me, it's said by Mahatma Gandhi. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong person. What do you mean by attribute? It is my trait. Who can able to forgive? A person who has earned strong enough who can able to forgive. And if you are not able to forgive others for their mistake, it's not for your mistake. For their mistake, if you forgive, and you are the most strongest person. If not, you are more fragile and weak person, according to Mahatma Gandhi. And we will look into that, what exactly forgiveness it is. Okay. Forgiveness is nothing but the decision we are making every day. Am I right? Every day we are making the decisions. It is a kind of a decision you are making that instead of going to revenge back to the person who hurted you, or doing something wrong back to the person who hurted you, the person who wrong in many of your personal, emotional, cognitive components, and if you make a decision to that, let it go. So that component we can say that it isn't forgiveness. Someone hurt in general, and you are not taking the revenge for that, the mistake, the hurt which someone who has done to you, and you just let it go. That is called forgiveness. And forgiveness is a natural process. Natural process and natural resolution for the grief process. Grief is something when we lost something. When someone is close to us, we love something. If those things is missed out, the person is not there. So it takes a lot of time. But when you forgive, and the time period taken to relieve from the pain which you are having, it may be emotional pain or it may be your cognitive pain, you can easily, quickly come out from the normal. It is a natural resolution. You need not depend on anybody. It's a natural resolution. And forgiveness is a choice. Okay. It's not for others' well-being. We are making this forgiveness as a choice for our own well-being. How this will increase our well-being? When we forgive others, for example, imagine that I'm having that fire in my hand. Will it hurt other person or hurt me? Definitely it will hurt me. Likewise, when we hold a grudge, okay, and we will think about those things, okay, that is a thing that will be there in almost all the time. When we want to come out from those kind of thoughts, we have to leave the fire what we are holding in our hand. When you leave it, that process is ensure that well-being of yours, not for others. That's why forgiveness is a choice we make for our wellness, our well-being. And 68% of people would like to practice forgiveness. This was a study which was conducted among the people. Generally, look at that. Generally, all the human beings, including you and me, we would like to forgive the mistakes of others. But these numbers are 68%. The remaining 32%, they don't want to forgive the mistakes of others. In general, when you look at the developmental stages of human being, infant, childhood, adolescence, early adulthood, and finally we can move on to the later adulthood. And here, who are the people who are in the age of childhood and adolescence, and they won't forgive the mistakes of others. They won't forgive. It is very difficult for them to forgive. That's why forgiveness is the practice we have to cultivate. We have to develop from the childhood onwards. That's why when you refer the content related to that forgiveness, almost all the researchers, they try to come up with a strategy how we can cultivate forgiveness strategy among the children. That is an interesting thing. And naturally, 90% of people feel that they need to show more forgiveness to the fellow members. Earlier we have saw that 68% of people are not, they want to forgive others. But they, for example, if I forgive somebody else, even I may forgive earlier itself. Instead of for 1 week, after 2 days, I may forgive earlier itself. So these kind of tendency we can find out almost 90% of people. And these people are ensuring their well-being itself. When they forgive, and they are ensuring that well-being. And many of us, we are thinking that forgiveness is not a forgetting. Someone who has done something wrong to us, you are not forgetting that. You are forgiving that person. You are leaving the person. It's not excusing. And forgetting does not mean that condoning or excuse. Just make it happening. It's not a reconciliation, something you destroy and then make it to arrangement for that, compromise, and make it as a normal thing. That's not those things not comes under forgiveness. Forgiveness is totally different, and we are having that misunderstanding that forgiveness is forgetting and the excusing or conciliation. And when we do the forgiveness, it gives peace of mind. Every one of us, we are looking for peace of mind. Even when we are having more workload, and if there is an issue in our relationship, if there is a problem in our family, if there is a problem in our workplace, and our peace of mind is disturbed a lot. And when you come forward yourself, and when you forgive other members, you will have the peace of mind. Okay. And forgiveness makes the people more strong. The beginning itself, I started with a quote of Mahatma Gandhi. He said that when we forgive other members, it makes us more strong because it allows the love to flow. We human beings are naturally love other members. Even when you take the biological needs and the hierarchy of needs of Maslow, initially we need food and water, physical needs. Once after getting those physical needs, we'll move on to the next one is psychological needs. after that, love and belongingness. So we human beings are naturally having the tendency, the forgiveness makes us to love other members, the fellow members. That will be flow in a way, and we can have more forgiveness tendency in a person. Forgiveness that built a character. Okay. Not only the person who are seeking, it also the person who are giving also. For example, I'm the person, I have done something wrong to you. If I come forward and then I'm asking your forgiveness, when you do the forgiving, and you and as well as me, we both are having that better character, good character. So now, why these characters are very important. As we are aware about that, there are many illnesses are there which were classified into two major classifications. One is ICD, International Classification of Disorders. And another one is DSM, Diagnostic Statistical Manual for Mental Illness. Okay, this is an AP and this one is WHO. And these classifications are very common. Very common. In India, we are following only ICD. It doesn't mean that we are not following these. And these two manuals give that list of disorders. But when it comes to that, whether we are having that positive character, is there is any manual for positive component? No. And there was an attempt made by Martin Seligman, along with fellow researchers. He come up with one of the important things, CSV, character, strength, and wisdom. That virtues, character, strength, and virtues. He come up with 24 character strength and then 6 virtues. And these things, these 6 virtues are very important, and character building is also important for our wellness component, not for illness component. When we want to focus our wellness, when we want to focus our well-being, and we have to focus on character, and that can be attained when you practice forgiving, and it helps the person both. A person who are seeking for the forgiving, and the person who are forgiving the other members, both they develop on character strength. And you look at the picture here. There are 2 images are here. For example, you are the person who hurted me a lot. Just imagine that. If I suppress the feeling instead of not forgiving, I will become a charcoal. And these 2 are the carbons only. I think diamond and the charcoal are the carbon only. Carbon, both are carbon. When we suppress our feelings, when we not forgiving other members, and we are holding the grudge and holding it for a longer period of time, and that will turn to become a charcoal. But when you forgiving other members, even though you are hurt by other members, and when you forgiving, and you will turn to become a diamond. You have to make a decision that. You have to make a decision. You want to become a diamond or you want to become a charcoal. If you want to become a charcoal, you need not to forgive the mistakes of anybody else in the world. You just hold a grudge within you. But when you want to turn to become a diamond, you have to forgive other members. Forgiveness does not change the past. And there are many people think that if I forgive and that the past will change. No, it will not change anything. But it will make a lot of change in our future. The way in which we are looking at our future will be totally changed. For that reason only, we have to forgive other men. For example, I'll give one example. If I am the person who has done a mistake, okay, someone is there, Dr. Vidya ma'am is there, and I hurted Dr. Vidya. And if she forgive, and immediately I will have a very good rapport about Dr. Vidya. No, right. The same thing I will get it. And it will be there longer period of time. And the very next time when even if I try, if even I have the idea, that thing will come to my mind, okay, they already forgiven the mistake, whatever, we should not do the mistake, same mistake again. And the wise thing which will come, not only the person who are giving, the person who are taken up, also they will change. And when we forgive, and we will have more connections. And look at that, how many friends you are having. And why the connections are depart? It is because we are not forgiving the mistakes of others. When you do so, when you forgive the mistakes of other members, it may be in your family, or it may be in your friend circle, or it may be in your society. When you forgive more and more the mistakes of other members, you will have more connections. And if you hold a grudge, and if you are not forgiving the mistakes of others, and you can look at that, you are isolated from the other members, and other members are connected, and you are disassociated with them. And there is one concept in social psychology that is called sociogram. And sociogram is like everyone is there connected. When we are having the mutual connection, that means we are having the interaction, good interaction. There is one term is called isolation. They are the people who are more prone for all kind of illnesses. All kind of illnesses, including physical, mental, and emotional. And at the same time, a person who are connected to other members and they are free from that, they are making a spreading the happiness not only inside and spreading the happiness other places also, other members also. So when you forgive, we will have more connections. So how you can forgive other members? Just you can say that. Forgiveness is saying I love you, and you have to be very careful at your age and whom you are saying. Okay, and I'm sorry. If you feel that word is not more appropriate, you can go to the next one. I'm sorry for the mistakes what I have done here. Please forgive me that mistakes what I have done here. Done to you. Thank you so much for the help, gratitude. And these things, in a way, there are many ways that I'm giving some of the examples. You can make it creatively, you can express your forgiveness to somebody else. So that also you can do that. And there are many negative effects are there when we hold the grudges. Many negatives. Some of them I'm going to say here. Being hurt by someone or somebody else, especially the people we love and we are trust you most in our family or in our relationship. And if those people are hurting and we get more angry immediately, why it is happening? This person is, I trusted you a lot than anybody else, but you cheated me. The anger will come immediately. And they feel very sad about that incidences. And they are confused. And these kind of negative effects will be happen when we are not forgiving the person. And these are the symptoms we can able to see in a person who are not forgiving. And non-forgiveness. Okay. When we not forgiving other members, that will lead to sense of injustice. The person may feel that it is an injustice. And they feel more as they are broken. They hold more vengeance. They want to try to get a chance to give back to the person. They feel more bitterness and resentment. These are the qualities or traits we can find out in a person who are having the non-forgiveness. Suppose if you are not forgiving the other members and holding a grudge for a longer period of time, what will happen? And there are studies that proven that it will affect our cardiovascular. The heart will be first affected. That's why forgiveness is more close to your heart. When you ensure your well-being of your heart, you have to forgive other members. And your nervous system will be affected a lot. That's why the mental illnesses are very, very high, common among the people. And your heart rate and blood pressure and muscle tensions that affect these components when we hold the grudge for a longer period of time. And here we can look at that some of the benefit out of forgiving. When we forgive the other members, according to the study, these were the benefit they can have. One is higher satisfaction with the life. Yes, the man who has done something wrong to me, I forgive him. Your self-esteem will go up. And you feel more, these people have done mistakes, but I forgive him. You will go up. And low rate of depression. And why it is very important here in this context, especially in India. Many of the time in my presentation, I mentioned that India is the country the most depressed, not said by me. You can go to the presidential speech of Ramnath Kovind in the year 2019. As per the WHO, India is the most depressed country. We need the right attention. We need more trained professionals who can provide the thing. We have to train more people, but existing is very, very low. We need more people for that. And when we forgive other members, it decreases, it lowers the rate of depression. So we can develop these skills among the children in the early stage itself. And it lowers the level of anger. We may not feel more anger, aggression about other members and other things. It reduces the anxiety of the person. The people who have that anxiety-related problem, and they can look into that, they can reduce their anxiety. Their anxiety level comes down, and these are the benefits. And I'm going to add a few more benefits regarding that forgiveness. There is a research was done. According to the research, the people who forgive, they are more likely to have what? The points we were discussed already. These were the points we discussed. I quickly spell out that less depression, higher self-esteem. They will have more friends, healthier relationship with other members, longer marriage. It's not nowadays the number of divorce cases are very high, and it is because of not forgiving the mistakes of others, and lower blood pressure, and less anxiety, stress, and hostility, and they have the closer relationship with the members who forgiving that member, and fewer stress-related health issues. Why it is very important here? The people who are consistently exposed or experiencing stress, their cortisol level will be very optimum in the blood. When cortisol level is optimum in the blood, we can find out that we need an white blood cells immunity, and that will be, there is a research found that if the cortisol level is consistently in a particular rate, when we are constantly exposed to the stress level, and cortisol level will be very high, and our immune system will be broken, and our immune system will be very weak, and those people are very vulnerable for like COVID-19 or any kind of viral attack or any kind of infections. So it gives better immune system and lower rate of heart diseases, and the people who are dependent to come out from that problem. Generally, what people they will do, they will go for negative coping mechanisms. A negative coping mechanism, what they will be, smoking, alcohol or drugs, substances, they will go for it. And these things will definitely give relief to them, because it increases dopamine level. They feel they can able to overcome the problem. But it is like pulling the rubber band. Once after doing, when you leave it, it will hurt you a lot than anything else. That's why instead of focusing on negative coping mechanism, you can go for positive coping. Lower the risk of going for negative coping mechanism like substance abuses and alcohol abuses. And we can find out in a person that greater psychological well-being and spiritual well-being in a person. And in the same study, they found that when you more frequently forgiving other members, you will be more likely to be very happy person, more serene. That means you are very, very pleasant to other members. You are more empathetic. You understand your feeling and others. And you will have more positive hopefulness about your life, your career. And you agree with other members, other persons. You give space for other members. It leads empathy. Empathy and empathetic compassion. It's very important. Empathy and compassion are very, very important to heal our wound. For example, if there is a physical cut, there is a wound in my hand, healing will be happen naturally. Or we may take a medicine. And when you have the wound in your heart, your feelings, in your emotions, in your cognizance, and that can be healed only by practicing compassion and forgiveness. Okay. Here are some of the generic way you can use these strategies to forgive other members. With steps you can use. One is we make a commitment to reconcile. For example, okay, we have to make a decision that yes, I have to come forward to forgive that person. Make a commitment and take a time to recall the event. Sometimes it's not easy. We can forgive that immediately. You can take a time. It may be a day or two. You can take it, but definitely you have to practice forgiveness. If you have not done the forgiveness, hereafter you can take. There are many people. I can say that there are many people, even your close relatives, your close partner in your family. They may hurted you a lot, and you can call them and say that these are the mistakes you have done. I forgive that mistakes what you have done. Openly you can say that. And if you feel that you cannot do so, you can write it. You can text them, and you can send a voice messages, whatever it may be. You can try to do that and cultivate compassion and empathy. I think yesterday we discussed a lot about self-compassion. Compassion, if you do for yourself, we can say that self-compassion. When you do it for other members, we can say that compassion. More simple thing. For example, the person may have something problem. For his defense mechanism, he may hurted you. But that situation made him to make a decision that may hurt you. So we can understand that their situations and forgive them. And that need to be done. And be more empathetic, understand their feeling as well as yours, and manage negative feelings and allow your positive emotions flourish. And try to forgive other members more frequently. You can write a note. You can spend a time for that. Imaginarily, you can go and forgive the person if the person is no more. And don't have more expectations. It's not said by me. Even existential therapy or even more philosophers, they said that don't have more expectations. And forgive yourself also. Many of the time, we may forgive others and we may forget to forgive the mistakes what we have done, and we may scold ourselves in our mind. When we listen inner voice, you are a fool, you have not done something good. When we do so, you forgive us. I have not done something, I forgive. Even though I know that you are having the ability, you have not done that, I forgive that mistakes what you have done. And even if you are not able to forgive other members, you can find out that there are many people who are trained in that how to forgive. There are many worksheets, many training programs are there. You can participate and then develop the skill of forgiveness. And here is the person who given that Robert Enright. Robert Enright is the founder of International Forgiveness Institute. There are institutes in out there, they are running for cultivating or teaching forgiveness alone. And he given some of the strategies and tips for developing forgiveness among the children. Someone in your family, they want to practice forgiveness. If it is for children, and it is applicable for everyone also. You can also try with them. And he given that 9 steps, and I'll let you know what other things you can do. When we teach the forgiveness among the children, it helps the person to heal the hurt. It helps the person to heal the hurt first and keep the peace in mind. Okay, they will be very peaceful and they may not try to hurt anybody else, and they will be more comfortable. And they give them an invaluable life skills. Life skills means when you want to lead our life, you have to face that situation. So it gives, when you forgive, that gives life skills also. Okay, what is the first step? When the child is there, okay, when the child, it may be a sibling or whatever it may be, the children ask the offended child who has done something mistake. First thing, you can ask them to acknowledge that hurt. Yes, I have done a mistake to other members. Yes, he hurted me. Acknowledge. First thing you have to acknowledge. Then you address the offending behavior. Why you feel hurted? You find out what is the reason that. It is because you are hurted, and say to them, don't repeat that action again. Even if you are an elder person, the children are hurting you, you can say to the person. The same thing you can do that elder members also in a family. You acknowledge that, you can immediately, don't hold it. You can say to them, what you said is wrong, it hurt me a lot. And this behavior you can change the next time. Why don't you request your members? Why don't you convey the message to other members? That is the first step we can do. And second one is, there are many hurts. We cannot be able to forgive immediately. It need a cooling time. No? When someone is hurted, you cannot say that you come and forgive immediately. No. The children also like that only. You just give a space to the children. Okay. Your elder brother has hurted you. You need not to forgive. Some of the parents will force them, you forgive right now. No, you don't do that. Give a time to them. You can take a time and you can go, and whenever you feel comfortable, you want to forgive the person and forgive. Okay. So it's very important step, second one. And third step is about ask the child, are you ready? When you are going for running, likewise, are you ready to consider forgiving? And if they say yes, and it is easy for you. If they say no, and you can convince the person, you can say that when you forgive, what are the benefit out of it? If they are not ready. And how much time you need for that, you can get the questions from answer from their children, and then you can decide on that. And fourth step is, you have to assure the child that when you forgive the mistakes of your sibling, you forgive the mistakes of elder members. It is not that what they have done is right. Yes, they have done is wrong only. But you are saying that I'm going to change my heart, the angry and feeling towards that particular person. These information you have to transform to the kids. That's very important. You convey to the children that when you're forgiving, it's not going to change that the person is okay if the person is not okay. That information need to be conveyed to the children and make sure that child knows the decision of forgiving. If the child is not ready for forgiving, as an elder person, you have to accept it's okay. I value your decision. I agree with you, what the decision you have made. I agree. I understand that you are still hurt and angry. And maybe you need a little more time. This is the word you can say to the child who is not ready for forgiving the mistakes of others. When I'm the person, you are asking me, are you ready to forgive? No. And you can say them, you can take your time, one time. I understand. And you can say in a way that I understand. You are still hurt and angry. But when you hold the anger and hurt on yourself, and that will be increase that intensity of boiling. Your anger will be more, your depression will be more. When you leave it, instead of holding that fire, you can just leave it and you feel more comfortable. And sixth step is if there is a lingering of hurt, ask again, but let the child ask no one. There is no need for forcing the forgiveness. Some of the parents, as I said earlier, they will force them, you have to forgive your younger child, younger brother, younger sibling, in the family. They force them, don't do that. Give a time to them, but ensure that they try to practice forgiveness on the comfortable time. And sometimes you may hear that you are favoring that person, that kind of tendency may develop. So you have to be very careful. You prepare them for practicing forgiveness. If the child is ready, after preparing that, if the child is ready for forgiving, suggest that forgiveness classes. It's like wearing a class, that means. It's so only that offenders positive qualities only. When you wear for example, if I wear a class, yellow color, I look at only yellow color. Forgiveness, when they wear a forgiveness class, you imagine them wearing a forgiveness class, look at only the positive side of the person, don't look at the negative side. Most of the time in our family, when we are in good relationship, you look at that only positive thing. Just imagine that your relationship. When you are unconditionally love the person, you look at only positive thing, you will never give priority to the negative thing. At the same time, if you are not love, the love level comes down and you will find out all the mistakes. Even they will say that, no, even if you are not giving the answer to them, they will find out fault in that. So this kind of thing will happen. And you convey your message. Can you think of your brother in a way that bigger than this offense? So we can put a word to the children when their brothers has done some mistake. Can you see that goodness in him? So that is the way we can ask them to focus on that side instead of focusing on the negative side. And eighth step is, now you can ask the child how you feel now, how your heart feels now after forgiving the person. Does it feel softer? How you feeling inside now towards your brother? They will say that yes, I can feel better. That word we can hear from them. And the ninth step is, there is no magic word to say. The child can show forgiveness. It may be anything. They can smile. If they forgive the mistakes of others, they can smile. Or they can offer, they can come and play. Somewhere, for example, when I was doing something, we will show like this. Do you love me or not? Kaya Palama. That's a word. We will ask them. And that will shows that they can express in forgiveness. With that, I can stop here. There are many principles and other compounds other that if I go for that will be more lecture oriented. And I hope these inputs are useful for you. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I try to give the answer for your questions. Or you can come up with a compliment, or you can share any of your personal experiences you have experienced in this forgiveness, and what are the benefits if you get, you can share here. So over to you, sir. Salim, sir.
Sir, thank you, Dr. Suresh Kumar, sir. Very nice session. Actually, everybody needed, and these forgiveness things we have to talk to our children also, because it is very important as a life lesson, I can say. So definitely we will transfer this knowledge to our family members. With a kind note, I would like to ask participant to ask any doubts, clarification, or you want to share anything, you can share to Dr. Suresh sir. Over to participants, you can ask. You can unmute and you can ask yourself.
Good evening, Dr. Suresh.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Mr. Doctor.
Can I ask you a question, sir?
Yes, please. Yes, yes.
Sir, I wanted to know if, like, is it essential that when I forgive somebody, it should be communicated to that person, or I forgive that person and don't communicate, just to tell myself that I have forgiven him?
Yeah, that is an amazing question. And both way can ensure that forgiveness, you can make the person to aware about as more value than if the person is not aware and but if you are forgiving. So these things we have to understand. When we forgiving other members, they know about that, and that will ensure more relationship, and it has a more benefit than the in a way you are forgiving that the person who hurted you may not aware about. So I can say that you can make the other person. Yeah.
Sir, it sounds awkward since I have never done it in my life. So how to proceed with this?
Yeah, definitely. See, many of us, we were not done these things when the research findings were saying that these many benefits are there. Almost all the positive, for example, gratitude and forgiveness, these are the positive psychology component. And these things we were not done more frequently. But when we come to know that these are the benefits are there, when we have to try to come forward. And definitely I can say that I give one example. Recently, there are many deaths were accounted due to COVID-19. And there are many, even there are 3 decades or 4 decades of life experiences. They don't know how to express their grief to other members when they need. And likewise, there are many of us, we don't know how to express our forgiveness. Exactly, I too agree with you. Someone who hurt you, we can write a mail to them. As he said, we can text to them. We can make a call and then say to them. We can send a voice record and forward to them. And you can convey the message to somebody else. The third, like the first person, second person. Your friend may be there, you can convey the message, I forgive the mistakes of that person. And that will help us to. But definitely, I think I can say that you have the wish to forgive other members. You try to do that. You can. Practice makes a man perfect. I think many of the people who are here, who traveled with me in the webinar session, they know that how I transformed myself in taking the sessions. You look back and go back to that YouTube channel where I took, there are many sessions, and you see the first webinar session and this session. When we do the practice, definitely we'll be master it, and we have to try to forgive in a way. Some point of time we feel more comfortable. And then you can take that forgiveness practice, and then you can practice.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Dr. Suresh, can I add up on this?
Yes, doctor, you can go ahead. Dr. Subhasri ma'am is here, and she is one of the positive psychologists and our core team member. Over to you, Dr.
Actually, the pertinent question what the person asked is, how can I intimate to the person? It looks awkward to say that I forgive you. See, most of the cases that may be in conflict or a hurt or something is mutual for both of us. That's the reason we are carrying it for a quite long time. There are two things in forgiveness, I feel. That is, one is you forgive them, and also seek, please forgive me also. You can ask for it also. So I think that would be the best method to try upon if you have really a hardship with someone or an unfinished business with someone. You can initiate a talk stating that day it was a real heated talk and conflict was so much, and I think it is not the usual relationship of ours. Kindly forgive me for whatever the mistake I have done from my side. And I also feel that somewhere you also gone out of the track and out of the way of talking, which was also hurting me. I think I will also don't consider this at all. I will definitely forgive. So both of us are in a mutual platform to say that we both are agreeing to the point of forgiving each other. While we talk like that, it is not pointing out the other person. It is also humbly stating I am also ready for that. That is one point. The other one is, if you have decided to forgive, you need not even actually tell that person. You can write down, no, there were several people in your childhood onwards would have been in your record, unfinished businesses. So you can actually write their name and say that that was the period you were in something else. So I think I forgive you for this, and wholeheartedly we have to forgive them without no reason to that. As we say, you should have an unconditional positive regard. Even in forgiveness, you should have an unconditional positive regard. Don't even reason it out. Just forgive the person for what they have done. I think this would definitely help us to actually give us peace, and also well-being is being intact. This is my perspective.
Thank you, ma'am. It is very insightful and has given a lot of courage to me to really express myself. Thank you so much.
I can read one question from Sagar. I want to ask that if we forgive a person many times, but he always repeated the same mistake, then what we will do? In the beginning, in my presentation, as I said, forgiving is not forgetting the mistakes of others. So, in the second time, if they are doing, they are purposefully doing, and I can say that you can say if you continue these things, and that may lead to broken relationship between you and me. That information you have to convey. When you have, at the same time, when we convey that I am forgiving the mistakes of others, same kind of mistake again and again done, and what kind of decision you will make, we can convey the consequence to the person. When they are aware about that, the outcome of that, they may not do the mistakes again. So that I can. This is from my perspective, and yeah, thank you, Cindy ma'am. Thank you so much. Yes, definitely I will do share my presentation. I hope you all may be there in any one of the WhatsApp group. And immediately after my presentation, you can find my presentation in the Facebook page of mine. And as well as in the WhatsApp group, you can able to get that the details. I do share that the whole presentation in a PDF format. You can check it in that WhatsApp group, in any one of the WhatsApp group.
Any questions, participants?
And in that case, we can go. Yes.
Yes, sir. I think somebody.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I mean, go ahead. Yeah.
Sir, in forgiveness, we get inner peace and inner healing.
Yes. Yes.
That's what very good session, sir. Presentation is very good.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Sir,
sir, can you
yes, yes, sir.
1 minute?
There is
I'll
no.
take a minute to share that WhatsApp group. So, sir, new to that the webinar session, I will do share with you that WhatsApp group link for you. You can in the chat box. You can click the link for you can join the group later. So it is loading for me, sir. Can you able to get that WhatsApp group link?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I will.
Yeah. If so, you can share the link in that chat box. Yes, we'll go for vote of thanks, sir.
Okay, sir. Sir, very nice session in this eye-opening session. Actually, we are forgiving. It is for ourselves, for the betterment of ourselves. So we understood that one. It is not for somebody else. We are forgiving. It is a health aspect, peace of mind, everything we are getting. So another thing, you rightly given the example of carbon and diamond. We are forgetting, we are forgiving, and we are becoming the diamond actually. So in that, with the example, we can understand the value of the forgiveness in the whole session. We want to be the carbon, or we want to be the diamond. So it is, we have to decide. If we are forgiving, we will become the diamond. So we learns a lot about these things, and a lot of steps, health benefits he told, like positive thoughts or positive emotions we are expressing, that electromagnetic waves more than 5 terms of our brain electromagnetic waves. So it is giving the strength to our cardiovascular other system. So nice sessions, a nice, wonderful session, and he gives a lot of inputs about the authors, Martin, all those things, and with ICD, and particularly, very interesting to note that ICD and DSMs are talking about only illness, not the wellness, and so I request you to take one more session about the wisdom and from like characters and wisdom. You said 24 characters is the positive psychology side. So according to Martin, so you can take one more session specifically because in this webinar session we are talking about mental illness. So we will try to listen a lesson for the positive psychology aspect of Dr. Martin's characters and wisdom things. With the kind note, I would like to thank you on behalf of American College Madurai, MS Chellamurthy Institute Madurai, and Madras School of Social Work Chennai, and Red Pond Education Psychological Research Center Madurai, and Yellow Pond Counseling Center, and TNCC and TNCP and STEP Foundations. Thank you, sir. Thank you all the participants. We will have yet another wonderful session tomorrow evening, same time. Until then, bye bye. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.